Thank you, Ms. Dadsett. She already has taken care of that for me. She has a way of calling the meeting to order before I do. So, appreciate it. Welcome to the June Board of Legislature meeting. And if you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then a brief moment of reflection. Seated. Roll call of members.
Legislator Reed. Here. Ferris. Here. Johnson. Here. Peck. Here. Drake. Here. Cantwell. Here. Monticelli. Here. Jarrow. Here. Adsett. Here. Nabawanik. Here. Doldo. Here. McBride. Here. Maxon. Here. Gray.
Here.
14 present.
Okay. I'd also like to welcome the Mayor of the City of Watertown, Mr. Joe Butler. Glad to have you here tonight, Joe. And next we'll go with privilege of the floor. We'll start first before is anybody like to address the board? Please step forward, state your name and address, and keep it 5 minutes or less. Hearing none, then we'll turn it over to Mr. Doldo.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just here tonight to give you some information about a fundraising that has happened for the police canines of Jefferson County the past 3 years, and to recognize the people that have made this happen and the purpose for the fundraiser. First of all, we have two employees that I would recognize and ask to come forward. First one is Christina Curry. She works for the DA's office and has started the Animal Cruelty Task Force. Due to her love of animals, Chrissy has naturally become friends with many of the canine officers and their handlers. She immediately recognized the need for the canines. Many of them had no body armor for protection. So as a result, in January of 2016, Chrissy approached Joe Wargo, another one of our county employees that works for probation and also serves as the fire chief of North Pole Fire Company. She asked him if he had any ideas to help raise money to help purchase body armor for the canines. As chief of the North Pole Fire Company, he was already beginning to plan their annual open house Recruit New York event. Joe was looking for ideas on how to entice the community to come into the fire station in an effort to recruit new members when they came up with the idea of running a chicken barbecue. Neither one had run a chicken barbecue before, so it was a brand new venture which proved to have its challenges, but was extremely beneficial. The idea was that the barbecue would draw people to the fire station to hopefully encourage people to join while at the same time raise money to benefit the canines. They started brainstorming ideas and lining up volunteers to cook and help make baked goods, salads, etc. Finally, in April of 2016, they held their first chicken barbecue. Their initial goal was to be able to raise enough money to buy one vest at approximately $750. And if they were lucky, they might have enough left over to be able to buy some dog food or training toys. In actuality, they had a tremendous turnout and sold out of the 200 chicken dinners in an hour. In addition, they had numerous raffle baskets and a donation jar. This resulted in them raising $5,400, which was split equally amongst the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Watertown City PD, and the New York State Police. The money was dog-eared for the canines. Then in April of 2017, they decided to try it again and expanded to 300 dinners. After expenses, they raised approximately $5,000, which was again split equally among the agencies. Unfortunately, this past year has been devastating for the canines in our community. The Sheriff's Office tragically lost 2 canines, Lobo and Scout, and the New York State Police lost Canine Will. As most people know, it costs thousands of dollars to purchase, train, and maintain a canine partner. As a result, Joe and Chrissy collaborated with some local businesses and received numerous donations and decided to run the chicken barbecue again this year, the 3rd year in a row, in conjunction with the Open House Recruit New York at the North Pole Fire Company. They increased the number of chicken dinners to 325. They were very fortunate to get all the food items donated this year, including the chicken, which greatly reduced their expenses. In addition, they also reached out to Channel 7, who aired the story a few days prior to the event. They also publicized the event widely on Facebook. Also at this time, I would ask Gianna Wood to come forward. Shortly after the fundraiser, a young lady by the name of Gianna Wood, an animal lover who lives on Pillar Point and is a 6th grade student at Dexter Elementary. She saw the publicity and became very interested in helping out in some way. She was not able to attend the fundraiser. However, she recently had turned 12 and had a birthday party at her house on May 7th. A neighbor, Steve Wood, contacted Chrissy and Joe to let them know that she was having a birthday party at her house. In lieu of presents, she asked for money for the canines. Christina Curry, along with 2 canine officers and their handlers from the Watertown Police Department, went to her house for her birthday party to surprise her. However, the surprise was on them. Incredibly, Gianna ended up raising $1,046 by herself, which she then donated in its entirety to the fundraiser for the canines. So with that and the chicken barbecue that was raised this year, a total of $6,450, which allows each of the 3 agencies this year to receive a check for $2,150. Gianna, you are to be highly commended for your efforts and selflessness. You are a true testament to the citizenship and a tremendous role model for your peers. Thank you for your generosity. Your kind actions restore faith that there are many good, positive young people in our community. Your actions are also a testament of the quality of the parenting you have received. So we would also like to recognize Gianna's parents, Darcy and Charlie Wood, for their leadership as parents and instilling the quality values in Gianna. At this time, I would ask Chairman Gray, Mayor Butler, and New York State Police Lieutenant Rob Simpson to come forward to receive the checks, and we have certificates of appreciation for these 3.
or if you wanted to, that's fine. It's in recognition of your act of thoughtfulness by soliciting donations instead of birthday presents for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, City of Watertown, and New York State Police K-9 programs. This citation is presented by the Board of Legislators on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County, who encourage youth throughout the community to emulate the same positive attitude, hard work, leadership, and determination you have demonstrated. And the witness hereto, we have hereunto set our signatures and seal. Scott A. Gray, Chairman of the Board of Legislators, Anthony Doldo, District 15 Legislator, and Robert F. Hagman, County Administrator. Gianna, congratulations. Well done.
Well, at the city, our recognitions are a little less wordy, so it's not going to take quite as long. Certificate of appreciation presented to Gianna Wood this day in recognition of her unselfish fundraising in support of the K-9 units for the city of Watertown. But let me add that I've known your father for a long time. He's a good man, and your mother and your father have done a wonderful job raising a beautiful young lady. You're in your cleats getting pulled from a lacrosse game. I mean, if that's not dedication and community service, I don't know what is. So you've done your school proud, you've done your parents proud, and you've done your community proud. And on behalf of the city of Watertown and my staff and the police department, we thank you for your generosity, and our gratitude will extend for a long time. Job well done, young lady.
Okay. Certificate of appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Gianna Wood for your contributions to the safety and well-being of our K-9 partners serving in Jefferson County by raising over $1,000. In recognition of your selfless and committed assistance to New York State Police, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your exemplary service.
Okay. District Attorney Christina Curry, in recognition of your generosity and love of animals reflected in your support of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, City of Watertown, and New York State Police K-9 programs, the Jefferson County Board of Legislators presents a certificate on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County in appreciation and accommodation for the selfless hours of time that you have given. Signed, again, Scott Gray, Anthony Doldo, Robert F. Hagman. Christina, thanks so much.
More of the same good news, Christina. On behalf of the citizens of Watertown in my office, you lead by example, and what you've done is tremendous help to the city of Watertown. So we thank you for your unselfishness and your dedication to community work and the K-9 unit in particular. So we're glad to have you as part of the overall team. But formally recognize you for your fundraising efforts in support of the K-9 units. City of Watertown, signed by me. Congratulations.
All right. This certificate is awarded to ADA Christina Curry, Director, the Jefferson County Animal Cruelty Task Force. Your organization played a significant role in contributing to the safety and well-being of our K-9 partners serving in Jefferson County by organizing a fundraising event in support of law enforcement canines. In recognition of your selfless and committed assistance to New York State Police, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your exemplary service.
Chief, also probation officer and Coast Guard still?
Yep.
This man wears a lot of hats. We think we wear some hats. This guy wears some hats. So in recognition of the support of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, City of Watertown, New York State Police Canine Programs, Jefferson County Board of Legislators presents this certificate on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County in appreciation and commendation for the generous use of your facility. Again, signed by myself, Anthony Doldo, and Robert F. Hagman. Joe, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. Again, it's a privilege to be here tonight to present to you this certificate of recognition on behalf of our citizens and my staff and the Watertown Police Department in recognition of your unselfish assistance and fundraising support for the K-9 units, City of Watertown. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate it.
Joe, and the North Pole Fire and Company, for your contributions to the safety and well-being of our K-9 partners serving Jefferson County by hosting a fundraiser in support of law enforcement K-9. In recognition of this selfless and committed assistance to New York State Police, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your exemplary service.
I was going to be a dog handler, but you are a dog handler. I just didn't bring one. My puppy was
Okay. We good? Motion to adjourn? Just kidding. Anybody else want privilege of the floor? Hearing none, we'll close it. Any desire for the readings of the minutes of the last session? None? Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Then they'll stand as presented. Presentations, petitions, notice of communications.
We actually have two items to report to you this evening. First, we have a note of appreciation that's been received from several of the Cornell Cooperative Extension local government program students that were here at our April Board of Legislators meeting. They sent a nice little note of appreciation. Also, from the County of Oswego, we have a letter thanking Jefferson County for, if you will, the loan of Pete Fazio for several months, which was at 1 day a week, to Oswego's Veteran Services Program when their director retired and he stepped in until somebody else was appointed, which is now the case. But they've sent along a note of appreciation. That is it.
Reports of standing committees.
We have a report from the Finance and Rules Committee reporting on Resolution 130, very favorably. We also have a report from the Finance and Rules Committee recommending approval of legislators. That's an important one.
We weren't going any further in case you wanted. No, just kidding. Reports of county officers and others.
We have a report from the county treasurer on investments and cash on hand, a report from the county administrator on budget transfers for the prior month, and also we have a report of the county auditor for erroneous assessments.
Okay. Local laws and resolutions and motions. 119.
Authorizing the vacating of judgment of foreclosure for owners of certain parcels of real property and discontinuance of foreclosure proceedings. And I believe the list has been handed out. It's on everybody's desk.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, if you just wanted.
Just to remind everyone, this is a program that the county has operated since we took over foreclosure enforcement, tax enforcement. We allow the property owners up until 3 days before the auction to redeem their properties by payment in full of taxes, and we have some, I think, 32 properties tonight that the owners have done that. Also, just for everyone's awareness, with the tax foreclosure auction is this Saturday. Registration begins at 8 o'clock, and the bidding will begin at 9 o'clock. So spread the word. Thank you.
Discussion? Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 120.
Approving mortgage tax report.
Discussion? None. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 121.
Setting time and place for public hearing on the tentative 2018-2019 Jefferson Community College budget.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 122.
Authorizing reappointments to the Workforce Development Board.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 123.
Accepting funding from the Empire State Poverty Reduction Initiative and amending the 2018 county budget in relation thereto.
Discussion? Yes, Mr. Peck.
Would I be able to get a little bit more explanation what this program is, purpose, how it's going to be executed?
This is a part of that $1 million program that the city of Watertown was awarded, and one of the segments is in regards to, which is this one, essentially coaching or counseling, maybe not coaching, or a little bit of both, of local citizens who are in the workplace environment but find it difficult on different occasions to show up for work or have issues that aren't necessarily work-related, but they may be more poverty-related, and I'll give you an example of that. But in essence, it's to keep them employed. There's an outlet to go to get them over that hurdle. And an example might be as simple as being en route to work and there's a flat tire. They don't have necessarily financial wherewithal to pay for that new tire. And they may have to abandon the car and take half the day to get there, sort of thing. Terrible experience where perhaps in our situation, you pick up the phone, you call AAA, or you pick up the phone and call your local garage and they come and fix the car or they tow the car away. I mean, it's dealing with life issues that in the case of those that are trying to work their way out of poverty, find themselves challenged, and so this is a go-to person that a company will hire. There's a firm that will be here locally to lend assistance to help people through those kind of rough situations. It's a program that has been utilized in many parts of the country over the past several years, and the end result has been that the company, whatever private business we're talking about, isn't going through a process of continually replacing individuals. They're able to retain people and get them through the crisis of the day. So, but for here, it's a brand new program. But it's part of that $1 million package that was put together not too long ago.
And it requires our action because it's being given to us to go to the employment and training department?
That is correct, yeah. The employment training department will lend assistance because they're dealing with people who are trying to find employment, so there's a connection that way. So there's money coming to us, we need to accept it, but literally it goes back to those who are going to be in need of the service. And in the initial go-around, the individual companies are paying for the service as well. It's a 50-50 proposition, so our money is lending some assistance to that service, but also the individual company is paying for it as well.
Did this have a this come from another area? Does this have a positive track record
It
in
very
other
much does,
communities?
yes. An example I'm aware of is in East Grand Rapids, Michigan, where several firms began utilizing this kind of program maybe about 5 years ago. And in the case of New York, I think there are several locations now, meaning communities like the city of Watertown that have also been awarded this money, and it's being utilized there as well.
Mr. McBride?
Yes, thank you. Is it just for employers in the city of Watertown or throughout the county?
I believe the answer is yes, because the money came to the city of Watertown. Well, certainly it's a company within the city, but it may apply to somebody who's a city resident that's working elsewhere. But the key in either case is that that company has to have hired the firm that's giving the counseling and the guidance. I'll double check that, but it's certainly within the city, but it may be a little bit broader.
Further discussion? Mr. Maxon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Has the, let me get the terminology correct, success coach been named? Do we know who the success coach who's going to be receiving this money, who they are?
Yes, we do. There, and off the top of my head, I don't know the name of the firm, but it's a firm out of the Albany area.
It's called Schenectady Works.
Schenectady Works, that's the name of the company, and they actually are employed in the other locations within New York State that utilize this program.
I have an immediate follow-up question. When this grant funding, this is a grant from the state for 175, when this ends, does the program end, or are we going to be continuing to pay?
That's an excellent question, and
what I assume is a politically well-connected firm.
The program isn't intended to end. This is like a jump start, so the government subsidy will end, but the idea is it becomes a proven track record, so there'll be other local companies that will be interested in hiring this firm to likewise lend assistance to their employees. But in that instance, it's 100% on the employer, on the business.
Further questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Legislator McBride? Yes. Monticelli? Yes. Ferris? Yes. Johnson? Yes. Peck? Yes. Reed? Yes. Drake? Yes. Maxon? No. Adsit? Gerald? No. Nevawanik? Yes. Cantwell? Yes. Doldo? Yes. Gray?
Yes.
Motion carries.
124.
Authorizing the lease of lands of the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority to the State of New York for a period greater than 10 years.
Discussion. Yes, Mr. Maxon.
Thank you. I am an employee of the state of New York, although I do not work for the Office of General Services. I work in the Real Property Bureau. I would rather recuse myself from this vote, just as a matter of personal integrity.
Fair enough. Okay. Further discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. One abstention. 125.
Conditionally authorizing sale of real property to the Village of Ellsburg, New York.
Discussion? Yes, Mr. Jarrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to thank Mr. Paulson and Mr. Ferris and his committee for making this happen. It's a good thing for a small village in my district and in the county. So I think they're going to do good things and make Ellsburg a little prettier than it is right now. And I appreciate it.
Opposed? Carried. 126.
Payment of legislators' expenses.
Discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 127.
Authorizing agreements with the New York State Department of Education approved agencies for the provision of special education services for preschool children with disabilities.
Discussion? None? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Carried. 128.
Authorizing agreements and establishing rates for provision of related services in connection with a program for preschool children with disabilities.
Discussion. None? All in favor, aye. Opposed? Carried. 129.
Authorizing agreement with ACC Technical Services for the local health department billing and scheduling system.
Discussion? None? All in favor, aye. Opposed? Carried. 130.
Accepting funding in connection with public health rabies control activities and amending the 2018 county budget in relation thereto.
Discussion? None? Roll call vote, please.
Legislator Nabawanek? McBride? Doldo? Johnson? Ferris? Monticelli? Cantwell? Jarrow? Adsett? Maxon? Drake? Reed? Peck? Gray?
Yes.
Motion carries.
$131.
Accepting funding and authorizing agreement in connection with public health emergency preparedness program.
Discussion? None? All in favor, aye. Opposed? Carried. 132.
Authorizing amended agreement for the provision of language interpreter services in connection with the public health service.
Discussion? None? All in favor, aye. Opposed? Carried. One more item we have to address. As previously communicated to you, the July meeting is going to be requesting to be changed from July 3rd to July 2nd, which would be from Tuesday to Monday, for a variety of reasons. One is this the eve of 4th of July. I'm sure people want to get out of town. Two is some of us have appearances to make at Thompson Park as part of the festivities for the annual concert. So having said that, we need to make that official now. If you would bear with me and please present a motion to change the meeting from Tuesday the 3rd at 6 o'clock to Monday the 2nd at 6 o'clock. Mr. Monticelli, second. Mr. Drake. Discussion. Pardon? 6 o'clock. Monday, 6, yeah, just Monday, but at 6. Yep. Discussion? All in favor, aye? Opposed? Carried. And then lastly, again, as previously communicated to you, we will have a special board meeting which will be properly announced officially when we get all the documentation back from the Lewis County and
Yeah, their meeting today and the JC's meeting tomorrow.
Yep. So that will be just a brief special meeting prior to general services next whatever Tuesday it's going to fall on. Yeah. At 6 o'clock. Yep. And that'll be officially announced the way we should. So, having said that, is there any other business to come before the meeting? Mr. Peck.
Thank you. Just as a reminder, June is Dairy Month, and instead of trying to draft my wife into making cookies this year, I brought a platter of cheese with me from the Jefferson Bulk Milk Cheese Store instead. It's also a time where I try to communicate and remind my colleagues and the community of what's going on in dairy. And, if anybody's paid attention to media reports or, I've been beating the drum for 4 years of where things were heading, and unfortunately, it took the death of 3 farmers by suicide in New York State this winter for the national media to finally pay attention that where things have been going in agriculture. And, thus far, it's been very much a downhill spiral since the beginning of the year, and the prices, second half of this year, looks like it may rebound, but, the bottom line is that there's still a terrible amount of milk being produced. Even though that we've lost many farms, even in the Northeast, it's been across the country. Wisconsin has lost a great deal of farms, but we're just doing very well at producing milk. So despite that, there's still an oversupply, and it's not just domestically, it's on a global level too. So that really, the upswing of this second half of this year is very tampered by that reality of how much is out there in the marketplace. And there's just a very general feeling amongst the farming community of uneasiness and not a great deal of confidence of where things are going. And the inactivity of Washington to really grasp the situation and just want to place Band-Aids on bad programs, rename a program that was failed from the start, and never really consider what the root causes of our market structures are and our problems. It just creates a lot of uneasiness and lack of confidence. And that's just the way things are right now. It doesn't matter whether it's large or small. Nobody is particularly happy. Everybody's very solemn and just kind of continuing on as best they can. You know, as far as crops go, I think this year will be a very good year. So I think anybody that's in that side of the commodities market might do very well. But those in dairy, it's continuing to be a challenging situation. But with that, please, take some cheese. Enjoy. Eat more. Lots.
Lest we not celebrate just one month of the year, agriculture is very important to the economy of Jefferson County, and of course the good work that the farmers do to bring food to our tables every day is much appreciated. So well done, John, and to your colleagues in the agricultural industry. I didn't know if he was reaching for his mic. Just while I see the sheriff here, I just wanted to acknowledge that last Friday, was it? Friday, Legislator Monticelli and myself attended the graduation ceremony for the corrections officers, and it was very well done. You can be proud of the people that are coming into this department. I think under the leadership of the sheriff, we got a department that's clicking on all the cylinders, so it's nice to see new staff. Yes, I know, knock on wood. It's a large department, got a lot of activities, but it's nice to see the new recruits coming in, and you know, at the moment they're happy to have a job and moving forward in their lives, and looking forward to working, and they have an important job just like any other patrol person does on the road. They have to take care of them once the patrols bring them in. So it was good to see. I know the sheriff is working hard to get the next graduation, but this one would be deputies coming. So it was a nice ceremony, and Mr. Monticelli, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, or no? Okay, good. Yeah. So
We appreciate you being there.
thank you. Yep, it was a pleasure. And to Training Officer Elmer, just pass on our congratulations for a successful academy and job well done. So, anything else coming before the board?
Mr. Chairman, I have one thing. Speaking of a job well done, clicking on all cylinders in the month of June, this time of year is also Community Cup month, and we always fielded a team. I think there were 10 or 12 teams this year. I'm told that the team came in 5th. But we also were recognized as the Team Spirit Award and individually a Participation Award, and that went to Dan Connor, who is in the probation department. So it's a week-long activity, a variety of competitions, all for fun. But once again, we've done very well, and simply wanted to report that to the board.
Great. It's a good morale booster, too. It's good. A nice, fun event. Nobody's ever seen it. It's a lot of fun. Yep, it is fun. So thank you all to the staff also for being here tonight, and if there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Maxson, second Mr. Ferris, all in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.